Greetings, denizens of YouTube. This be Olin Odinson. Welcome to my channel, my kin. Let's see, Leo, what messages are going to come and flow through for you for the month of September of the year 2019. So let's just get right into it, Leo. So September. Anything that wants to come through, please come through. Any messages, anything that the Leos need to hear? Oh, 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 oh. Actually, no. That's sounds pretty sound. That sounds pretty sound, man. Alright. Hold on, before we begin, let's pull some tarot alongside the fairies. I don't usually do that. I think we're gonna start. 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Alright, Leo, so right off the bat, let's see, what do we have here? We have Ta'am the Poet, Nellis the Alchemist, and then the Fairy Godmother. I'm hearing there is a transference of energy that's intermingling with the dynamic that you're in right now. If you are in a relationship, this feels very romance related. Something from interesting, esoteric, something from another timeline is seeping into your present, where something that was lost wasn't actually lost, was put on a halt, and is now going to proceed moving forward. With Ta'am the Poet, this speaks of life returning, romance returning, essentially. And the fact that it is right next to Nellis the Alchemist, this is alchemy. This is the tap of her wand, and everything is solved. So, I don't know if some of you are going through a spot or situation in your life where there's a lot of waiting happening. Yeah, there feels like there might be a lot of waiting happening. At least that's what's about to happen? No. It's what has been happening, most definitely. Yeah, I just realized these two are in the past position, and they're atop one another. Look at, wow, I didn't even see that until I held it to the camera. The magic of the camera, So we have this imagery of someone just on their knees, just kind of, waiting. And then over here, we have the king looking off into the distance, not even paying attention to his kingdom, but just off in the distance, looking and thinking about ways to express his love, creating ideas. Interesting. Now with that, it feels like the situation that you are in, either, because I'm getting a different message for all of you that are here present in this reading. So, okay, so for some of you, it feels like you're dealing with an individual that has a lot of ideas about what to do with the relationship, but is not doing anything about it, just staying completely in the back lines, behind the two-way mirror, looking at everything. Whereas for others of you, it feels like if this isn't a person, then it is career related, where you don't really realize it, but there is someone, I don't know, this is pretty loud, someone is admiring your progress in life. admiring your progress in life and thinking about how to, what's that word? How to make that growth, that progress exponential. Say hello. Cue the wolf. Are you good? What happened? What happened? Just give him a second, guys. You know, what happened? I get very dog-like off camera. I'll get on my knees and act like a dog with him. Look at him. Look at him. So anyway, we're gonna try to do the reading with him right here. Okay, no. Average Ron. You're getting out of hand. He's big. He's actually bigger than me. So. Alright, I'm so sorry, you guys. He's making up presents in all of my rooms. Oh, yeah. Alright, we're getting feisty. Oh, that's right. Damn! I'm so sorry, you guys. We're gonna get back to the reading in a jiffy. Okay, we're gonna let this guy out. Come on. Come on. Alright, and we're back. Apologies. Huskies. Goodness, Armstrong, I can hear him sniffing through under the door. Okay, sorry, back to the reading. What was I saying? Alright, career related. Someone admiring your path, and they're wanting to make that growth exponential. That might be mixed where both of that applies somehow, or one applies and the other doesn't. But moving forward, we have the world. Atop of Nellis the Alchemist. So a cycle is completing. Have I forgot to say how to say the word complete? A cycle is completing within the path that you're on, because Nellis, she's all about moving forward. Nothing, she's a Capricorn, because nothing gets in the way of where she wants to go. No obstacle is an obstacle for her. She'll just alchemize it. She'll use alchemy powers, and alchemy is one of the most powerful form of magics there is, because it's just transmutates lead into gold. It shouldn't, something that shouldn't be is, and that's what she's all about. So the fact that she is alongside the world card, perhaps something that shouldn't be, maybe let's say, I don't really know what example to use here, but just a variable x and implement whatever you wish in that variable. But let's say variable x is something you are, and variable y is something you want to be. And all the other people outside of you are saying, you're variable x. How can you be variable y? And that would hinder you if you listen to it. But variable x wants to be variable y so badly, it doesn't quite frankly give a fuck about what the other individuals are saying about variable x. Variable x is saying, okay, you guys see what you are physically seeing, but I am seeing variable y and the vision of me there and whatever. So with that being said, Leo, you are ready to present yourself to the world and unshackle yourself from all of the things that have been hindering you in the past. With the devil present over here, there's that chain between two people. Essentially, it doesn't have to be another person, but it can be another version of yourself that you were stuck on. Perhaps you were stuck on a version of yourself, of the old self, where like, oh, I did that. I did that. I used to be that person, so I guess I'm that person. Oh man. I don't mean to. I'm not trying to make fun of anybody, please. I am just. I I like to reenact a certain situation so it can feel real. So with all that being said, it's those emotions where it's like, oh, I did that. I guess that means I'm that permanently. You know, it's not. That's not the case. That's not the case. You don't have to listen to the people that are telling you you're variable X. You can't be variable Y. So just let that go and continue moving forward. Which I feel like I don't even have to tell you because this energy is so present and it's in the present position, in the middle position with the world here. So something is completing in your life right now. Something is completely done though, like done, and it feels like an old cycle of how you worked with your own energy. You're no longer going to be self-sabotaging your path. Pretty much, no more self-sabotaging your path. I like that. It's probably going to be the title of your video if I'm being honest. Anywho, so moving over to the fairy godmother. This is trading an apple for a pearl. Whatever that you think that you're gonna miss out on, whatever you think that is in the way if you continue to choose a certain lifestyle, no. That wants to be said differently. Pretty much, what I'm trying to say here is you thinking that you have to be a certain way because of all the other reasons. It might not even be people telling you that you can't do this. It might just be yourself. Because something about a timeline that is completely integrating with this one. So, and what happens when that happens? So when a timeline integrates with your present reality, the present reality becomes the old reality, and the new timeline is your now reality. And you don't notice when it happens. It just, you kind of wake up, or it's in the middle of the night. You don't notice when it happens. Especially if you're in the moment, you're just feeling the change. But then until you look back, you're like, whoa, I noticed when I did all of that, something changed at that point, and you'll only realize that till months later. So something about what you're going through in the month of September, you're not going to notice the timeline collapsing, integrating, merging, and you don't try to, because then you wouldn't be living in the moments. And the best way to enjoy the moment is to be in it. You know, all that good stuff. But so, I just keep getting drawn to the center here with Daenerys of the Alchemist and the world. The cycle is completely complete, and you are moving forward, and nothing's stopping you. And something from the past perhaps is returning, because this is in the past position. This is in the past position, and this is the romance energy, life returning into a dynamic here, with a patient king waiting to make his move. So I don't know what that is. That feels like an entirely different message. Might be someone that is on the horizon, ready to drop in until the fruit is ripe. God, I am ashamed that I said that, but we have an apple here that's turning into a pearl. So interesting. Let's pull some more fairy cards. Any other messages? I feel like this. This one went really quick. I don't think it's gonna be very long. But yeah, let's get some further clarifiers on the devil energy over here. Interesting. Okay. Actually, no. No, I mean, we're going to use that cards, but I don't feel right with clarifying tarot with a fairy. So I'm going to clarify a tarot with a tarot. But with the new tarot. Different tarot. This tarot. Not the Rider Waite. Interesting. Let's clarify the devil, please. Yeah, it's more of the same, with really going back to that timeline that's collapsing and making that new timeline feel like, I don't know how to explain it. It's so hard to explain. It's a feeling. It's really hard to explain feelings, but you just, the timeline you're in now is gonna be the old one. That's it. And I'm seeing on the Satan over here, just waving goodbye to that old timeline, actually receiving that old timeline into hell. Wow, interesting. Ooh, I didn't even see that. That is where the pearl is going, into the depths. It's going to be an old cycle. It's going to be recycled until it's ready to enter someone else's life or the next reincarnation. But if you see this, look at the direction of her hand. It looks like she's reaching up. And the fact that the devil is above it, look at her hand right here and look at his hand right here. It's like he's taking the apple, and now he's releasing, now because of that, Satan over here is releasing the chains, freeing the souls out of hell and into heaven. Homeboy ain't such a bad guy after all, huh? It's a Capricorn card, so might be dealing with a Capricorn. Yeah. A Capricorn or an Aquarius. This is my Aquarian card. For many reasons. I have 4 planets in Aquarius, so I feel like I'm not a master of astrology at all, but I feel like I've dealt with enough Aquarian energies to know it when I see it. Alright, so, but with that, the Ten of Wands clarified the devil. So this is that burden just dropping. All that old timeline just dropping. It's going away. With the wheel of the year, that cycle completed. Cycle, more of the same. I'm telling you, more of the same. Cycle completed, journey completed. The wheel is turning in your favor. And then the Nine of Swords, oh, you have nothing to fear about in this situation. This is imaginary. This is a little melodramatic too. Just look at, not just an arm is on the floor, but a leg as well. But a leg as well. With a hand on her forehead, she's just like, she's all over the place. So, get a hold of those thoughts. The situation is far better than it seems. Far, far, far better than it seems. My crown is lit. Like, lit. I feel it's lit up right now. So we have a collection of pixies that came afterwards in the fairyland. So this is a cause for celebration. And I'm being drawn to the bottom of the deck over here, which is the Ten of Pentacles. Very, very big stability. A very happy home in life here. Release yourself from this struggle. Know that the situation is far better than it seems to be. And bring life and humor into this situation over here. Beautiful. Look at, I feel like this is pertaining to the energies over here with the poet and the King of Wands. The very passionate man and the very romantic man side by side. You don't need to fear how the situation. If you're dealing with a romantic situation, you don't need to fear or anticipate or think about it at all. Actually, don't think about it at all. Understand and feel that it's happening and enjoy that. And it's gonna be an easy process. No need to overthink it. Beautiful. Let's get a god or titan energy. A celestial being to present themselves. You. Odin. Ah, the Odinson in me is very happy. Odin is present. So, guidance, Odin himself. You don't need to do so much outside. You don't need to look everywhere in order to know how to move forward. You know how to move forward. Whoever this message is for, you know how to move forward. You don't need to do too much outside of you. Simply keep going within. Odin is a very wise man. He hung himself on the Yggdrasil tree for 9 days to discover the runes, and he now knows all the runes. The elder Futhark, the Futhark, the younger Futhark. He knows it all, and that was through his patience and through his own inner guidance. He's actually, I believe, the only one in the Norse mythology that learned the runes. And Freya herself, the goddess of magic, Titaness, excuse me, of magic, she knows magic. Yeah, she knows magic, but she goes to Odin to learn the runes, because even she doesn't know it. So something about just all the information you need is within, and follow the guidance that you are receiving from outside of the world. A bird drops right as you have a specific thought. Don't let that slip. Don't let that slip. If you see a specific synchronicity that you have been seeing a lot, pay attention to the thought that you're having exactly at the moment that you saw the synchronicity. It's that. And essentially, when you that makes seeing the numbers so much easier when you forget about what you know and just pay attention to what you were thinking at the time that you saw that. That's all it means. And look deeper into it if you want to know more about that synchronicity. So that was a very separate message for those of you who are on that part of your journey. But with all that being said, that was the message, beautiful Leos. I am available for personal readings. All that information is down below. And yes, until the next reading or message, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until the next message, Olin Odinson says to you, travel safely through the night into the light. Farewell.